Greetings, Marcus Melnick with Firearm Mentor. As you may know, I am the chair of the Northwest Chicagoland Guns Save Life chapter, and we have monthly meetings where we bring in educational speakers. Wow, this speaker was phenomenal. He was a gentleman who got in a real shootout with a real bad guy and survived. Enjoy the video, and I will come back at the end of it. Thank you.
So I'm going to say good evening. For the veterans in the room, I'm going to say thank you for your service. My two brothers were both in the Navy. My older brother was a cardiothoracic surgeon. He served in Afghanistan, so I'm incredibly proud of him. And my younger brother was in the Navy and also a doctor. So I appreciate that. I grew up in a military family with my father obviously being in the Navy, but I decided to put on a blue uniform. Now that being said, tonight, in no way, shape, or form am I here as a police officer in any way, shape, or form. Tonight, what I say is my own opinion as Tim Graham is a person. I am a licensed CCW instructor. I do not represent any views or positions of the agency where I work, and there's one of me for every 12,000 of you, and I appreciate each and every one of you for exercising your Second Amendment right to protect yourself, protect your family, and protect me, because honestly, that's what you're doing, right? So, which is also why I love interacting in these settings with civilians. What I would call civilians. I'm a civilian as well. A little bit of my background. I've been employed at my agency. I just completed 28 years of service there. Okay, so I just finished 28 years of service. I don't know how much longer I'll go. I did 20 years on our SWAT team. My favorite is long guns. I was a sniper team leader. And I absolutely love shooting. It's my favorite thing to do. Okay, so I am not sharing anything that's secret. If you want to access all the records that were forwarded, they were forwarded by the Illinois Better Government Association. The Illinois Better Government Association forwarded a whole bunch of officer-involved shootings, and they posted on their website. So you can read every single police report about me. You can get everything about this incident as well as every officer-involved shooting. It's actually a great resource. For me, it's like a playbook or a study guide. So I've actually gone onto that website and I read about all the officer-involved shootings, find out what happened in each one. I look at what each one, analyze each one, and figure out, hey, what's working tactically, what's working for law enforcement in these shootings, who's surviving the shootings, who's not surviving the shootings. So all this stuff is on the Illinois Better Government Association website for the most part. So I wanted to kind of clarify that as well. I don't know if there's a volume on.
Norfolk Unit 27. I'd like to do a flash broadcast on a bank robbery that just occurred.
Norfolk Unit 27,
Bank robbery occurred at the Fifth Third Bank. That is Skokie Boulevard, just south of Lake Cook Road. The bank robbery at Fifth Third Bank, Skokie Boulevard, south of Lake Cook Road. Wanted as a male black, and a white vehicle, handgun was displayed. Taken unknown denomination of USC. We are still en route to the scene.
Norfolk Unit 27, you advise a white vehicle, a male black driver?
Correct. White vehicle, male black driver.
And what was the additional?
We are still responding to the scene, so that's all the information we have at this point. Just like you put out a flash broadcast on that.
What was the weapon?
A handgun.
Mr. Chicago, Firearm robbery, Norfolk 1647. 16 minutes to Chicago, Settlement 3840. Firearm robbery, Fifth Third Bank, Skokie Boulevard, south of Lake Cook, Norfolk 1647. White pseudo vehicle. White pseudo vehicle 9482784. 9482784. 628. Leandro Cruz. Leandro Cruz, 3600 West 66, Chicago, 98 Pontiac Border. Low black hat, white shirt with the South Park logo, white tennis shoes. Low black, Mostly wearing black hat, white shirt with South Park logo, white tennis suit, armed with a handgun. I 39 for Unit 27. State Police Station, Chicago, 22.2. Experience to Chicago. Additional informant 3840, running on robbery. 6th Bank, 100 Skokie Boulevard, Northwood, 1647. White two-door vehicle, 9482784. 228 Leandro, to 3600 First. Chicago 98, Highway Center, suspect by black, 6 feet. Left to wearing black hat, blue and white bandana.
42, I got one. 306, I got one going for me. Southbound on Skokie Boulevard. Wait, cutting in further, I'll give you a bit in a second.
Southbound Skokie from where?
Houston Estes, Houston Estes.
306, give me your location, southbound Skokie.
Estes and Katie. Nico Patrick, he's out.
And this day was actually my son's birthday. I was on my way, after break, I was on like a split shift car. So I was on my way up. I wanted to try and take a quick stroll over to Vermont to the Lego store and pick up a Star Wars game for my son. And then they gave this out on Isburn, so I'm like, I'll sit in that one Lego store. I'm gonna go catch this bank robber. That's literally what I said on tape line. So I went up to the expressway and hopped on because one of the officers was going to get a stop, and then I'm like, oh my goodness. Police, we all know this the bad person that just committed a bank robbery sees you, right? I had a DVD that would have showed him come in, so I apologize for that. Would have showed the bank robbery footage. He's armed with a Smith & Wesson 5906 when he did the bank robbery, maxed up. The reason why the detectives gave out the info on the car and everything else right away, because unbeknownst to me, the FBI and Northbrook Police knew exactly who this offender was because he had robbed the same bank about 6 months before, and they were up on his phone. Okay? So, for fun stuff, I don't know if you can read it, but as soon as he made that right, he made a hard right onto Kilpatrick, stopped, he hopped out of the car. When I said he's out on the radio, he heard that he's out. My initial thought was he's got a foot bail, right, and I'm going to get in a foot chase with this guy. But as soon as I saw his right arm coming up out of the car, because he came out this way, pushed the left door open, driver door, right arm comes up, there's the Smith & Wesson 5906, stainless, he comes sprinting back at my squad car shooting, right? So these 3 holes here in the windshield, okay, that's me just pulling out my Glock 21. I was carrying a Glock 21 at the time. My backup gun was a Glock 26 and 9. But I had a Glock 21 and 45. I loaded my mags to 12 because I don't know if any Glock 21 owners here. You try and stuff that 13th round in there and it's really hard to seat that one. So me, I'd rather just be able to seat without having to worry about trying to push in all that extra force and just get the next 12 going, right? So those 3 rounds, not the holes in my hood, that's from him. The 3 rounds coming out of the windshield, those 3 holes, as he's getting closer to my driver's side, as me drawing up, undoing seatbelt, good side picture, firing out through the windshield as he's running up. So we've got boom, 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 boom. Pretty much, right? So, because I'm out and I'm trapped in my squad car. Not the best place to be fighting. So that's kind of just a look. I'm way too close to him. I'm gonna stop. Because again, he went screech around the corner. I'm coming hard to catch up to him. I'm hitting the hooks and he's hopping out, right? So you can see the 3 holes on the outbound. And he's got plenty coming inbound. So again, it was 56 total seconds of gunfire. He was shooting with that. That's his last round. It's fired. It's jammed in his handgun. Okay? So, and when it jammed in his handgun is after he put the last round through my driver's side window. I'm like this, one right behind me through my driver's seat. Okay? So if you don't believe in God, start. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. So after he did that, you hear me call out shots fired, and I need help. Okay, that's at 14 seconds in. So that's after we both emptied. Mine emptied first 13 through the windshield and window, and he's emptied 17 out of his Smith & Wesson at me through. He runs empty, I run empty at the same time. So when I say, excuse me, because I get to the click, because they run out in a hurry when this actually happens, okay? So we both hit click at the same time. He goes and runs back to his car, and he puts his Smith & Wesson on the seat. That's my opportunity to get out of my car. I run forward, hit my reload, on the radio, shots fired, I need help, and I actually end up on the passenger side of his car, over here. So he didn't know I had flanked him on the sprint in between. He had no idea it was off on the passenger side of his car. So he comes out with this burst of 380, and he starts looking for me coming up, approaching my squad car. Okay, because he still thinks I'm in there, but I'm over here. Don't ask me why, it just seemed like the thing to do at the time. So,
looks like his magazine base plates fell.
yeah, that's all, yeah, we'll get to that. So I'm up on his passenger side, he starts walking back to my squad car, he kind of gets out in no man's land in the middle.
That's it.
Okay, and I'm like, okay, well, he doesn't know I'm here, so for some reason, like an idiot,
Right.
well, or smart, because I'm standing here talking to you, so my thought process was, well, he don't know I'm here, so I'm just going to charge up on him. So I charge up on him and just start firing, and I literally probably got this close. We kind of almost said hello to each other. And then he figured out where I was, and he started shooting, so then I decided to sprint back this way. So if you see these casings kind of arcing on the ground, some of those are his, some are mine. So I sprint back. After I sprint through here, I sprint back around the back side of my squad car. And he's still out over here. So let's see if I can find a better. So you see the burst ends up over there. So he comes out this way. I sprint around my squad car. Everyone remembers the LAPD shootout?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. This is a good crowd for this because they say that now no one knows what the hell I'm talking about because I'm a little bit older. And I talk to young people in the work and like, what the hell is that? So in the LAPD shootout, if you remember, the officers tried to skip rounds underneath the car and they actually hit the bank robbers, right? It actually worked, right? So I'm thinking to myself, I'm still standing. I'm pretty sure that I had pretty good sight pictures. So for all those internet critics of me saying I just sprayed, okay, well, we're not shooting at paper targets. I know I hit him through the windshield. I know I hit him running by. And then I tried shooting some running. And then I tried skipping rounds under the car. Okay, so we got a lot going on. So yes, I missed with some rounds. Oh my God, whew, I suck. So all you internet critics, you're right. I am a horrible shot. I'm just awful.
Stress.
So then I go running around the squad car. Let's see, it's the other side. Oh, you can see it in this one. You see my rear tire's flat, so when I decided to skip rounds under the squad car, which didn't work, I shot my tire. The village is kind of pissed at me for that. And I put 2 other holes in the side of my squad car, right? Because I was just trying to figure out the angle and it didn't work. And I'm like, okay, this is not really working out. Actually seeing where your rounds are going. We're all used to shooting paper targets. Put clothes on them so you can't see where your rounds are going. We're all used to shooting steel where you get the ping, yay, I hit this, good job. When you shoot a human being, you don't get that reaction. When you shoot an animal, you don't necessarily get that reaction unless you do a skull right in the down. So that was kind of an interesting little learning tidbit, and we changed a lot on how we trained in our agency for that. So while I was running around the back, obviously I ran out on my second mag, so that's 12 more. Hit my reload, and then I ended up laying down next to my favorite tree, which is that one over there. being a sniper. If you can see in this picture, my squad car's on the crust of the road. So when I lay prone and all the way across to the other side of the road, there's the drop off. I'm prone on the drop. He's doing what I would describe as peekaboo. Up, down, up, down. So when I lay prone, he's still shooting at me, even though at this point in time I had already hit him with 14 rounds. Of 45. 14. So I was shooting Spear Gold Dots 230 grain 45 caliber ammunition, and I'm going to tell you that the ammunition worked flawlessly. Okay, I'm serious. Every round went bang. When we get to some other pictures in here, you'll see that the expansion was phenomenal. Okay, I hit him all over the place that mattered. Okay, but sometimes people don't die. There was no alcohol or no drugs in his system.
Wow.
So I hit right lung, left lung, heart, liver, diaphragm, and right kidney were all taken out. A lot of the hits were, 8 more hits were to hands and forearms. Okay, so everything coming in here, hands, forearms, and then the skin mark off the shoulder. And again, Better Government Association, officer involved shootings, you can Google it, you can read every shooting, and the autopsy reports are right on there. Okay?
How big was the guy?
What's that?
How big was the guy?
I don't know, I think he was like 6'3", 180. Around there. So the last 3, once I laid prone and he did the down on the pink boo, I had a great look at CNS. So I took 3 quick rounds, hit him, 2 jaw, then 1 obviously did the most damage. He went down, held on him, and then my backup showed up. So 56 seconds, 54 total rounds were fired, 33 by me, 22 by him. You can hear the rounds.
1 Lincoln Woodward, emergency.
Fucking gun is what I'm gonna do. Oh no. Go lock the door, Denise. Lock the door quick.
Where are you at, sir?
Hey, we got a cop being shot out in front of my house.
Where at?
Skokie, Kilpatrick in Lincolnwood. Major shootout.
Kilpatrick and what?
In Lincolnwood.
What's your address? Stay on the line, I'm transferring to the fire
Over
department.
here, man. There's some shit going on.
Go ahead, stay on the
Holy
line.
cow.
Stay on the line, I'm
Oh
transferring.
my God, I want to go and see. He's all right.
Let me transfer you to the fire department first,
Fire
okay?
department.
If you need an ambulance, there, stay on the
Oh,
line.
they shot the guy dead. Dude, you all right?
Lincoln,
You all
we got a
right?
shooting of a police officer down 71.
Transfer your
Okay,
carpet installers.
so a private citizen, obviously gun owner, he's actually a good friend of mine now, him and his whole family. And his son was out actually on the street skateboarding when this happened. When he called in and said he shot the guy dead, that dispatcher thought it was a cop shot in the head. Don't ask me how or why, things get a little confusing. So the Lincolnwood dispatcher, when you heard say cop shot in the head, that's what the Lincolnwood dispatcher came out because as Lincolnwood residents, I'm a dispatch. The reason why they said transfer the fire department was because it was already out on the radio band. These were my interesting questions, which everybody knows is kind of funny. So kind of after the shooting, I'm like, was this the bank robber? Because I really wanted to know, right? And everyone's like, who cares? It's the bank robber, right? Yeah, that's exactly what everyone says. I wanted to know, did I stop the right car? Was it the right car? And obviously the reason why I want to know that is there's a huge difference between murder and killing somebody. I killed somebody, I didn't murder them. But I wanted to know, hey, if this person that I just killed, because really, honestly, I took it out to try and good job to try and help people, not to try and kill them, right? And I take absolutely no joy in the fact that I had to kill somebody, okay? So I wanted to know if it was the right person, okay? So that was important to me to know that I did my job as a professional police officer. My second question, because we had a kid out on the road skateboarding and there was gunfire going off all over the place, was anybody else hurt? And then were all the police officers coming okay? Because I don't know if you know this, police officers are horrible drivers, most of them. Okay, some of us are pretty good, some are really bad. But honestly, I had a guy come from 3 hours away from down South Illinois. And I'm not joking. Okay, because this went out on Ispert, it was an officer-involved shooting, and back then, when this was happening in 2008, things were a little bit different in law enforcement, where we could deal with it we can now. And he came from 3 hours away. He's like, you called on the radio, said you need help? I came, right? So for me, that was kind of nice, just to know that support factor. The other part, when I talk about how much I appreciate you, is the guy that called 911, he came running out with his gun too to come help. Right? Now, obviously be very wise about how you do that. Please. And like literally put as quick as you can. And please. Okay? And then the next thing I wanted to know is, was my family safe? And I don't know why, that was just the random thoughts that were coming through my mind because, you know, it was my son's birthday. So, yeah, for all the internet critics that say I'm a horrible shot, you're absolutely right. Okay, so 17 hits out of 33 rounds fired, and then this. So the one thing that drives me crazy in my career for the agency I work at, not to be named, is they somehow have this really strange belief that cops are actually going to hit people with 100% of the rounds they fire. Because if you look at the average of officer-involved shootings, the hit ratio for officer-involved shootings is 20 to 50%. Okay, 20 to 50% is our average hit ratio. Great. So I'm going to sit here and say, oh, you military people, I love you to death, thank you for your service, but y'all suck at shooting. But no, honestly, you don't suck at shooting, it's just different, right? So what's the average military hit ratio? Somebody know? Anybody in the room? 1%. What's that? 1%. It's close, like 1 to 3, which is fine because they're doing a lot different kind of shooting, right? Let's be honest, and that's fine. Okay? Exactly. A lot of different kind of shooting. So for me, hitting just over 50% here, I thought I did pretty good. But the Mercedes-Benz in the garage didn't think so. Okay.
What do you got against German cars?
This garage didn't think so. This garage and door didn't think so. My squad car, the rear tire, the 2 holes in the squad car I was talking about, didn't think so. Okay. This garage didn't think so. All right. Now, his. They're not coming out very well. So, kind of hard to see. I don't know if you guys can see them or not. That one's not coming out too good. But like honestly, I'm a huge fan of Spear Gold Dots. I'm gonna just put that one up really quick. And then we'll switch. Again, that's all public record. So his rounds. So obviously he came running back and he was getting stuff coming right into the front end of my car, my hood, everything else like that before mine went outbound. This is the last one from him when he was up at my driver's side door. Like I said, I was like this, boom, 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 and that one went. And then those are good ones of his rounds, but you see his rounds coming out, right? Those are my 3 with the sticks. Those are his going in. So you can see how he was running up and shooting those rounds, and that's where his one.
You were definitely a better shot than he was.
Well, yeah, thank God.
You could hit a car, but that was about it.
Did you take any rounds in the vest?
In the what?
The vest?
No,
Vest?
no.
Just
no.
in the shin.
Just the shin. So these are his guns. The Smith & Wesson was his primary 17. The last one was empty on that stovepipe, so it was out. The Bursa.
Did you hit that gun?
Did I what? Did I shoot his hand and hold that gun? Yes.
Okay, so that
Okay,
whole...
so there's a bullet right
Yep.
there. Okay? So yeah, that's my bullet, and it actually sprung out his magazine out the bottom and it was jammed. I didn't know that.
He was sabi. You
Lone
look great.
Ranger.
Lone Ranger.
So I didn't know.
Did he drop the gun?
No. He still had it in his hand. Still had it in his hand. That's why I didn't know that he had stopped shooting. I don't know if you guys know this, but like, I couldn't hear shit.
I work as the rifle fan.
So the first, it's weird because, yeah, I'll get to it.
Okay.
His first 4 rounds, I heard clear as day, and that's when he came out and started shooting at me. But then once I started firing back, it's loud, shooting in a squad car, and then after that, the gunfire went away, but like I could hear the screaming from like, are you okay? I could hear that fine, but just different pitch. So my hearing obviously now is not the best. The SKS was in the front seat of his car, loaded up, 30 round mag, ready to go.
As soon as he jumped out, he started shooting at you?
Okay. So this was obviously my primary was my Glock 21. I had my Glock 26 in my vest. We at the time had Remington 870s in the car. Didn't have time to get to that. Since I was on the SWAT team, we were allowed to take out our kit. I had my Colt AR and my SWAT kit in my trunk, but obviously that doesn't do any good. Your 45, your 357 SIGs, like all those where they're passing the FBI ballistic tests, they all do the exact same thing. And I'm going to sit here and tell you handgun rounds suck. And if you can take a rifle, take a rifle. But no matter what platform you're in, a solid caliber, even 380 is fine, like, right? The 22s do some wicked damage too, right? All these rounds do wicked damage, which is why get to the CNS, get to the upper thoracic, get to the CNS as fast as you can. Stop the threat. We're not shooting to kill people, we're shooting to stop the threat, right? It's very important terminology, and you're in fear for your life, right? Always in fear for your life. Stop the threat. Don't talk to the police. Get an insurance plan. Let your lawyer be your mouthpiece. If we're ever in that situation, please. I don't want to talk to you. Don't talk to me.
Call 2MD because of house.
Okay? Any lawyers in the room? Be honest. Be honest. Anybody? Anybody?
I'm a barracks lawyer.
So I switched to the 9 though, and here's why I switched to the 9. Because it's not to me about one round being better than another. It's about what I could achieve with the 9. With the 9 for me, I could obviously carry a ton more capacity. My weapon systems became intercompatible with the same magazines. I threw 2 30-round sticks into my vest, right? So I went from 46 rounds plus the 10, 56, right, to 146 just by adding mags and mags on me. I had plenty of extra 45 in my back. I had an AR in my trunk. Doesn't do you a damn bit of good if you don't have it on you. So I upped my capacity. It's only another pound when you switch the weapon platform and add that amount of ammo in mags. Okay?
Well, I hope you liked this presentation. If you would like to come to a future meeting, please let me know. You can reach out to me at firearmmentorcard.com, and I hope to see you at a future meeting. If you'd like to see videos with a particular topic or subject, also please comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.